Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
All right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Curtain Call, Katrina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got Jogging Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
Okay.
I was thinking like roller coaster Katrina, but
That's what I was thinking he was going to do.
But curtain call is
Coaster
another.
Katrina.
Yeah,
Curtain Call, it's like the end, you know? You're done.
But
it's the
but it's
final
not yet.
destination.
we're not there yet.
Yeah, it's the final destination.
Well, it will be for many of the characters in the movie.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, so we're in the middle of our Final Destination franchise review, and we are now on the third film, Final Destination 3. Joel, can you tell us who was a part of it?
All right. So this one stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's Wendy. She's our main character. She was in 10 Cloverfield Lane, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Always good. I think we saw that one in theaters.
Yes.
The Thing prequel from like
Okay.
2011 and Black Christmas 06.
Okay.
06 version.
So she's
And
a
then-
horror
Yeah, she's
actress.
yeah, she's definitely done several. I mean, she's done a lot of other. She's done a couple of the Die Hard movies too, but like a lot of the
Oh, wow.
yeah. So she's been around for a little while. Then we got Ryan Merriman. He's Kevin. He was in Halloween Resurrection. I don't remember him at all in that movie, so I don't know how big a
No.
part he's got. 16 episodes of Pretty Little Liars
Okay.
and 42, the Jackie Robinson movie.
Oh, all right.
And then we've got Amanda Crew. She's Julie. She's the sister of Wendy. And she was in 53 episodes of the entire run of Silicon Valley, which is a pretty funny show. The Haunting in Connecticut. Sex Drive, which is a pretty funny movie. And most recently, in 2023, she was in There's Something Wrong with the Children, which I've heard of, but I never saw that one. And this was written by Glenn Morgan. He wrote 30 episodes of 21 Jump Street back in like the 80s with Johnny Depp. 15 episodes of Millennium and the movie Willard.
The rat one.
The rat one, yeah. And also we got James Wong, not Wan. He did 17 episodes of The X-Files. 4 episodes of The Event and 23 episodes of Space Above and Beyond. And I talked about him in the first one too. He was the writer-director in that one. He directed this one as well. And he directed 4 episodes of The X-Files, 2 episodes of 911, 1 episode of The Event, and 1 episode of Tower Prep. I mentioned 4 because that's besides the ones that I mentioned for the first movie. That's literally like that's his entire filmography. So
Okay.
I was like, I couldn't just leave one of them out. Gotta name everything if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Cool. So Wendy Christensen and a group of teens who escaped a fatal roller coaster crash face a bloody date with death.
oh man.
Yeah. All right. So very similar to the other two.
Yeah.
Yep.
But let's see what people think of this one.
All right. So the critics on Rotten Tomatoes gives this a 43%
Okay.
for the tomato meter.
Little rotten.
They're not.
Yeah.
They don't like
Just
any
flat.
of these movies. It's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is not their franchise. Apparently.
Yeah. And the audience, not too much higher. They've got a 57%.
Okay. We're almost in the fresh range
Yeah.
with that one. It's gotta be 60 or
Getting
higher.
close. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then for IMDb, you've got, I lost it. 5.8.
Okay.
So
that's about exactly what the other
yeah,
for Rotten Tomatoes was.
yeah,
It's like one off.
yeah. So, that's about
All right.
what the audience thinks.
Okay.
There you
Okay. Well, just a reminder, all of our films that we review going forward will be spoiler free on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, those places. The only place you can get the full episode with spoilers and all the fun
go.
is on Patreon.
Yes.
So you can sign up there. You'll get the spoiler-filled episode, the full real deal, and you'll get a couple of exclusive episodes every month just for you.
Yes.
And a shout out, of course. And
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
that- all
depending
that
on
good
the
stuff.
level, you'll get
Hmm.
some extra stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, should we hydrate?
Yeah, I think we should. I think Joel was hydrating earlier. I saw.
I was.
Tell us about it,
I
Joel.
joined the club, the Liquid IV Club.
All right. Oh man, that's a nice water bottle.
Yeah. It's weird because I actually got this for free on the website, Liquid IV website, for making my first purchase, I guess. I don't know. But
Okay.
it's good. It's delicious. I got 2 different packs. I got a 2 packs. One was a 4-pack. The other one was just a 1. But I got a one for hydration, which I have with me here. The different flavors that came with it, which were lemon lime, which is what I'm having right now, which is pretty tasty, and strawberry, which is pretty tasty. I've had all of these at this point now. I just got it on Thursday from filming this on Sunday, and I've had all 5 of them now, so they're pretty tasty.
Okay.
Tropical punch and passion fruit.
Yeah.
And the
All right.
hydration is good because of the electrolytes in it. It does give it. It basically quenches your thirst 2 to 2.5 times more than regular water would. So with that, it's a pretty good thing there. And then I got an energy one, which is
How do you like that one?
I got the yuzu pineapple.
Okay.
It's good. I really like it. I have it like before I go to work. It's not quite like having a cup of coffee when you wake up, but it still does give you energy. And so I do like that. So it is good.
Right.
I just got over getting COVID. I didn't get any of the ones that help you get better, because I didn't have COVID when I bought them. So, but there are certain ones that will help you.
Like the immune system ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I might have to get that next time just to have it. I get sick again. So, but yeah, they're very tasty and they work. So,
okay, cool. So we do have a discount code for you guys if you would like to partake in the Liquid IV, get in the club. So real people, real flavor, real hydrating. You can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code ScareTalkCode at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration using promo code ScareTalkCode at liquidiv.com.
Man.
Yeah.
All right. So, Final Destination 3. We've got a roller coaster that goes a little crazy. Of course, one of the characters sees this ahead of time, has the premonition, gets off the roller coaster with a few of her friends, and then they all start dying mysteriously.
Yep.
Just like the first 2. So, something I want to say right off the bat. I don't recommend watching these movies like back to back,
Yeah.
like day after day, because that's what we did.
Yeah.
We watched the third one like the day after we watched the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember really liking the third one, but after having watched the first two and then watching this one, like within a couple of days, I didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was,
Wow.
I was just kind of burnt out on it and
Yeah.
just kind of uninterested in the kills and stuff. I mean, the kills were fine, but I just wasn't that interested in it for
Yeah.
whatever reason this time
Mm.
around.
Yeah, this franchise I feel like is important to give gaps between because
Mhm.
the movies really do stay so true to their not just their style but to the story.
Mhm.
And so it is the same story each time, just with different characters and a little bit different, like a different event and different kills.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it's the same story. It starts out with the premonition, then they figure out that, oh, I'm having premonitions, and that means that we're all going to eventually die, and how are we going to try to cheat this?
Mhm.
And the process of that.
Yeah.
It's all the same story, every single one.
Mhm.
And so that doesn't mean that it's a bad franchise, but I think that just means that you really need to have gaps between the movies. Otherwise it's just like, oh my gosh, this again. Okay. Like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Because the movies, I think what is the great part about this franchise is the kills are like just hilarious because they're so over the top, so
Mhm.
crazy. Like the way that they are done and the effects of it all is just hilarious. And then also the the premonition of like, oh, what's gonna happen and how ridiculous and crazy the premonition
Mhm.
is. Those are all the fun kind of parts of the franchise, but also the parts that like are like, oh my gosh, here we go again, if you don't give it time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You can kind of see the setup and everything for all the kills and
mhm.
Yeah. I will say, to your point of like the kills just being so over the top, this one I feel like is the one that has the most down to earth and like more realistic kills.
Yeah.
Like the one in like the second one where he slips on his spaghetti and the ladder falls
Yeah.
through his eye. Like, it's ridiculous. But when you have like the tanning booth scene in this one, where it's just like that, it's or like the fan through the back of the head, or
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
scene was kind of ridiculous, but the way that it was done in a way that you could actually see something like that happening, where every car and truck has a fan in it, so with enough pressure, I'm sure something like that could happen. So this one I felt didn't have as many like laugh out loud like deaths because they're all
Yeah.
a lot of them are pretty intense. And this one went back to basics from like with the first one, as far as taking the franchise more seriously than the second and even the fourth one, especially.
Mhm.
This one, because it was same director, same writer as the first one, so it kind of has the same feel as the first one to me, and the second and fourth kind of have the same feel for me. But so the kills for the most part in the franchise as a whole are over the top and ridiculous and just like whatever. But this one I felt was very different in how it was, how the deaths were portrayed. So
yeah, I would definitely agree with all of that. And I think that's why I kind of lost interest a little bit in this one, because I was looking for the fun, the over the top, the ridiculousness. I felt like, yeah, this one was definitely more of a serious tone to it. And I don't know, wasn't in the mood for that this time around.
Yeah.
We didn't get our Tony Todd either. Well,
Yeah.
Is it his voice though?
It's his voice for the roller coaster in the beginning, but we don't get him, his presence in it for the first time in the franchise. So
yeah, I was really missing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we can talk about because in the second one, I believe, she's having like the ongoing premonitions, and she's like seeing things, to give clues as to what's going to happen next. This one does that, but in a different way. Which we can talk about in the spoilers. I did kind of like that aspect.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of clever.
Yeah.
And it was like a way for them to try to decipher what was going to happen next or how the person was going to be killed. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there is a character who kind of tries to take things into his own hands toward the end.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't really care for that either.
I got it when he initially brought it up. It made sense, but we'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But when it gets brought up later on in the movie, it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah.
Because of what happens in between. So we'll bring that up again. But I was like, I don't know why you're still trying to. Okay, it's just it made sense before, but you're not making any sense anymore. You're just upset or whatever. But So there were still a couple of over the top kills, but overall, it was still like pretty like intense.
I think my favorite kill was probably the first one in the apartment with the spaghetti.
That was in the second one.
Second one.
Oh, that was in the second one. Oh,
yeah.
That's
that one was filled with over the top.
Yeah.
I like those so
kills.
Yeah, I like those kills.
We'll talk about the best kill in this one, but we'll do that in spoilers.
I have mine. It may even make my top 5, but.
Oh, nice.
All right. Yeah, look out for that episode coming sometime.
That'll be after,
on Patreon, right?
Yeah, I think we'll do it on Patreon. Ranking the kills and the
movies
beginning premonitions too.
Yeah, those 3 rankings right there.
Yeah.
So, or not ranking like all the kills, but like your top 5.
Oh yeah, our top 5 kills.
It's a lot to rank if you're gonna do all of them.
Yeah, that is.
But I don't know. It's weird because I do like the over the top kills in the franchise overall, but this one is, as far as like 1 through 3 goes, I think my favorite of the franchise. And it's not giving away my the rest of, because it could change. We have 4 and 5 to still do, but as of 1 through 3, it is.
And we might be having a new one.
Yeah. So, I think the acting is not great, but it's better. Than at least in the second one. First one still, I think, had some better acting in it. But I do like the kills in this one. They're not, like I said, they're not as over the top as the second, but for some reason, I don't know. I like the intense nature of some of them in this one. So, but
I feel like there was like a lot of build up to those intense ones too.
Yeah, there was. There was like full on scenes.
It was kind of like it was like, oh, okay, that happened. Okay, how is that going to lead to this person dying?
Yeah,
and how does that eventually get them?
For me, it was like too much build up. It was just like it got to a point of just like, oh my gosh, this is getting ridiculous. Like,
I just want to see the
and-
kill. Like, come on.
yeah, and like, I don't know, it was just, oh my gosh, we. It was like, we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We could
Mhm.
kind of predict what the end result is gonna be, but then it was all this build up in between of
Mhm.
like, oh, and then this happened, and then this happened. And then oh my
Well, it
god!
all has to fall into place somehow. So like it's
Yeah,
not some like random event that just happens. Like everything, all those buildups happen so that whoever can't escape or whatever. It just there are reasons. Death has its reasons for
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
killing.
remembering one of the kills. It might make my top 5 too. If it's
Oh, really?
the same
Yeah.
one as you, I think it's a funny one.
yeah.
The whole
That's what
scene
I
is
was
funny.
thinking. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah.
I think that you're thinking of the one that I was gonna
Okay.
say. You're
Yeah,
probably
that
forgetting.
scene was
Yeah.
pretty funny. I was laughing at that part.
Honestly, there's probably 2 right as of right now because I don't remember the other movies exactly how they died, but there was I think there might be 2 right now that could potentially make my top 5. So we'll see.
All right. Well, let's
But-
go ahead and grade it, and then we'll get into spoilers for the Patreon members.
All right, Joel already told us that this might be his favorite one of the three.
So,
So
yep.
let's hear what your grade is then.
Yeah.
And I did grade the first one, I think like an 85 or 86, one of those
Mhm.
2.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go an 88 just because right now it's my highest, but there could be one that's higher, or it could be it could just be
You're supposed to be
so.
grading harder. It's 2024.
This year, yeah.
I know, but when I say this is my
But this
favorite
is
one
one
so
of his
far,
favorite
this
franchises.
is my
too.
second favorite franchise. So I gotta, and when I grade my first one is an 85, and this is better than that in my opinion. It's got to be higher than that.
Yeah.
So it's only 3 higher. So it's not it's not a whole lot, but 85 or 86, I don't remember exactly. But yeah, so an 88 for this one.
All right.
Okay.
What about you?
I have no clue what I've graded these other ones. I can't remember. So I'm going off of the day that we're doing this, and today I am maybe a little pickier. I did not enjoy this one as much, and I think because of watching them back to back. After watching it, but I'm trying to remember if this is the same one. But I don't know how to ask without spoilers. So just go with it. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do 73.
Okay. I was gonna say 72.
I almost said that. Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay.
You guys are like, man.
Yeah. I enjoyed the other. Well, we haven't done 4 yet, but I enjoyed 4 more. You'll hear that when we get there. And 1 and 2. So
yeah,
I don't remember what I rated 2 though.
Yeah, I
It just depends on.
I think all of us rated 2 like pretty low. So
it depends on your mood. I feel like.
Yeah, it really does.
Like you have to be in the mood for these kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to decide, do you want a more serious side of this franchise or a more like over the top ridiculous side? Like what are you wanting when you're watching these? Mm-hmm. So it's, I don't know. I feel like this is one of those franchises where I can watch them one day and love them and then another day and not really care.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of that kind of thing. So yeah, take that for what it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm still a fan of the franchise. I'm just you guys are falling off the Final Destination wagon.
Well, here's the thing.
4 might
might bring it back.
Maybe. Here's the thing. I've never been like a huge Final Destination fan. I watched the first one and I think I did end up realizing that parts of Final Destination 3 definitely seemed familiar. And I was like, I remember watching at least these scenes. And so I may have seen Final Destination 3 when it first came out, or at some point. But I never was like, oh, I have to see the next Final Destination movie. It was even after the first one, I never saw the second one.
There was a choose your own adventure on the DVD of the third one, of this one, where you could potentially save characters' lives. The movie stops at a certain point and lets you like make a decision, and then based on your decision, does the character live or does the character just die a different way? So I remember that.
That would be fun.
I wonder if it's on the Blu-ray. I'll have to look at that.
It should be. Yeah, it was on the regular DVD, so I would assume they would have taken that from the Blu-ray.
Okay. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I like that. A little interactive.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it for this portion of the episode. If you want to hear the spoilers and the rest of the fun of Final Destination 3, then you better get on that Patreon, because
hop on over.
Get it. Hop on over.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're a Patreon member and want to just, hear about the spoilers, just keep watching.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yep.
All right. So this talk has been scary, huh?
If you want to talk some more, come on over to our Patreon.
All right.
That's what that one is.
All right. If not, we will talk to you later.
Yes.